a man of many talents. In a career that's lasted nearly 60 years, he's had 4 top 10 hits, presented numerous TV shows, performed with the Beatles, and even painted the Queen. He had the best-selling single of 1969, and 40 years on, he's hoping to do it all over again. Please welcome Rolf Harris. Honestly, take your wobble board over there.
Yes,
I can't say that to anybody else other than you. 69, you got to #1, and you're trying again with this. I'll put it down.
Yeah,
that
was the last of the 60s, and the first of the 70s went right for 7 weeks, #1.
Now, it's Christmas time, it's called, this CD, the ultimate festive collection, but you can be downloaded as well. And tell us about your song.
Well, it's called Christmas in the Sun. It's my attempt to show the people on this side of the world what it's like in Australia at Christmas. Because I grew up, temperatures on Christmas Day when I was a little kid, always 104 Fahrenheit in the shade. There was no shade.
104?
Yeah. Mum had cooked the traditional turkey for lunch and you couldn't exist in the house after that. It was like an oven. So we'd eat it out in the garden under the shade of the jacaranda trees and the perspiration dripping off your nose into the mashed potatoes.
What made you come over here then? What brought you here all those years ago?
I came to study art and I ran out of money quite rapidly, and I was lucky enough to get into children's television doing drawings, and then I had so much luck. And you know, if you take your chances with one door closes and another one maybe opens, jump in there quickly.
Did you ever imagine, silly question, because of course you didn't, but looking back now, I was thinking of it, coming over here to study art and ending up painting the Queen, which we watched with our mouths agape as you were
me too.
What an experience. What now, you know, a year or two on, sticks with you from that experience?
It was so nerve-wracking before the event. Will I be able to do it? Will I get a likeness? What will the Queen say to me? What would I answer? You know, tension and the nerves and everything. And we had to be in there by 11:30 so that we could get in before the changing of the guard. And the sitting didn't start till 2:30, so we're 3 hours waiting in the room.
3 hours worrying in the room.
You know, the butterflies proliferating in the gut. Worry, worry, worry. And then she came in, put us all at ease, and she was just lovely. We were chatting away like old friends. It was just amazing.
Were you pleased with it in the end yourself?
Yes, I was thrilled.
Because what was the big worry when you're painting the Queen? So many people have done it before you. What did you feel you could get out of it that nobody else ever had?
I didn't want it to be a pomp and circumstance with the huge outfit and the wonderful... I just wanted the real person. I wanted, if I could, to get her in a smiling situation and a real. And I had that terrible camera which I just dropped and smashed, and I stuck it together with sticking plaster and stuff, and it still worked. And I said, would you imagine that I'm your favourite grandson and you're turning just to welcome me, and I'll take the shot as you, with that lovely smile.
Yeah.
So she did that, and I said, could I try that again? And she did it again, turned round to me and went, you know, this big smile, click. And I showed her on the viewfinder, which one do you prefer? That one, she said. So I worked from then on in my studio.
And everybody who has been on the receiving end of that smile knows how strong it is. I mean, it is amazing. It lights up a room.
She's lovely, yeah. She just was really... I mean, I said to her in the conversation, there was an enormous bang went off at about 12 o'clock, frightened the wits out of us all. And she said, do you know what that was? And I said, no. And she said, neither did I. I had to ask. And then I waited, and I thought she wasn't going to tell us. And I started to say, well, you're going to put us out of our misery. And she said, it's to commemorate the coronation. And I've never been in Buckingham Palace on this day ever since the coronation. So I didn't know that it happened here at 12 o'clock on this day every year. And I said, I was there. I sat out all night with a blanket in the drizzling rain, and you came round the corner in the golden coach and it lit up the place like the sun rising. And it was just wonderful. She was wonderful.
Well, there you are, Queen in her 80s, and you hit it next year in February, I think, don't you? You're 80 in February.
March. End of March. I'm 80 next year. Yeah. Can't believe it.
So any way of celebrating?
Well, what we're doing, we've got a tour of an exhibition. We've got a retrospective exhibition right back to my teenage years and right up to the present day.
'Cause you're still
painting
painting?
all the time, every day. I was painting this morning at sort of 7 o'clock. And
What drives you? What keeps you going to a canvas? Is there always a new idea to put down?
yeah, I've got about 6 half finished at the moment, and I'm doing a commissioned portrait, and that's nearly finished. And I've taken 1 million photographs over the years, and I always frame them up so that they're just perfect aesthetically as far as I'm concerned. And I take that shot, and then I can work from that photo that I've taken. Photograph, that was the word I was trying to get at. Photograph.
You're alive. You're nearly 80. Can you, just to finish off, I couldn't let you go without a bit more on this one of the hand painting. Just give us a little tiny bit of Rolf, a quick 20-second burst to finish.
It doesn't fit into the song. The song goes, Christmas in the sun, come on down and join us for a Christmas in the sun.
You sing the song.
Well, don't break it. Oh, that's good. Christmas in the sun. And then I say to the boys at the end, what are you going to get me for Christmas, lads? And they go, whatever you want. Doesn't fit that rhythm, is it?
I think I've failed. Ladies and gentlemen, Rolf Harris.